Hey guys, Wolf here, welcome back to the channel. Absolutely love to have you here. So, right now I want to make this quick video. This kind of like a crypto market update and also kind of like mindset, opportunity that I have found out. So, I've been reading books, okay? I've been really focusing on books and because the more you learn, the more you earn. And right now, if you're in a crypto space, you kind of like, if I've been following, if you're, for example, in the inner circle or my email list, I talk about like the August averaging, and now the market is very boring. So we are in the bullish momentum, but it takes time for it to truly manifest into the euphoric phase where the biggest gains are made. So right now, try to avoid doing like taking action on, you need to take action. For example, if you haven't built positions, add positions. Okay, if you have built positions, hold and add if necessary. Okay, however, the biggest bang for your buck right now is to increase your knowledge right now, because a lot of people are right now like if you have built bags, you don't need to constantly look into markets, because I've been talking about like with the dopamine rush from trading, right? When you trade, it's a new thing, you get dopamine release, right? So you can get addicted to that and you can swing trade your backs away. Right now you don't need to trade, you need to just dollar stop gene and hold, right? So I was reading book about hormones. So our bodies are basically, it's a chemical like a producing machine that just produces these chemicals, and they affect your day-to-day life like crazy. Like we are basically slaves of our hormones, right? So there's 6 ones that I read about. So there's dopamine, cortisol, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins, and testosterone. So I want to cover in this video. All of these are super important, and I will cover them later on. But I really want to focus on dopamine, because in the book it said, I've been, in the crypto markets, it said like looking at the daily prices. So there's the dopamine, or two ways that our brain gets dopamine. Short-term dopamine, something like you scroll like YouTube Shorts or TikTok or anything that is super short, like you get, or eating sweets, eating fast food, like you get the dopamine release, you get the feel good. But then there's the other way to release it, which is long-term dopamine, which is you do something that will help you to gain in the future. You don't get the you don't get the result instantly, but it will help you in the future. That will also bring you dopamine. So if you look at the, for example, market price, so I want to cover this video right now because I've been doing this for a long time. I've been looking at the market prices. I think that, like, I'm gonna lie, probably like 100 times a day or something like that. Because I constantly do research, and I always at the same time I look at the price, what's happening, like 24/7, and I think that has kind of like made me to not being able to focus that intensely. Because if you for example take a book, yesterday I read a book for like 180 pages, pretty much like from when I started, and I just read it. And if I look at the markets constantly, I won't be able to focus that much, okay? So what I want to do is increase right now to use this moment, because right now the market, there's not much happening in the markets. Of course there's tons of happening in crypto 24/7, right? But right at this moment, if you have built the positions and if you need the dollar cost averaging, you just do that, but try to like stay away from the constant dopamine from the looking at the market prices, and then you will be able to focus a lot better. In the short term you might feel like you miss out, but in the long term, for example, today I'm going to read, I want to read from the top to cover. I've been kind of like scheming and looking in the for example, mastering market cycle, the total recall by Arnold Schwarzenegger, the confident mind. This is a new one I bought, the confident mind. And then I have, of course, the most important thing. I want to reread this and read from from start to finish, just read the whole book in one sitting. That's what I'm basically trying to do right now. And then the snowball. And then I have a couple more here. So I'm going to just basically right now trying to focus and read. I'm kind of like I'm trying to do this experiment like a reading holiday. I try to read more. So what I want to do is in the mornings I look at the markets, I research new peaks, write emails and everything like that. But in the later of the day I just try to read, because right now if you're in the inner circle, for example, or you're following whatever videos and everything like that, you kind of like should know already like what to do, right? You know what to do. I show all my peaks and I show like all where you should look at, and in my opinion I'm the financial advisor. But if you're doing that, that's like, you don't need to do much, nothing more, really. All you need to do right now is execute. And then what I really want to get to the next level is you kind of like try to think ahead, because Warren Buffett, for example, talks about always like all you need to do, like for example, Warren Buffett has so much leverage, okay? Because when you have capital, you have so much leverage, and he has the authority, network, all this stuff. When you have a lot of leverage, all you need to do is make one good decision a year. Avoid doing bad mistakes and make one good decision a year, or not even year, like every 3 years, and you can use the leverage to make a lot of gains, right? So right now I was thinking like, to get to the next level, I need to, you always need to get out of your comfort zone, because it's very easy to get stuck in like looking at the markets 24/7 and because it gives dopamine. Like I'm just getting to understand that how much even just looking at the charts gives you dopamine, right? And at the same time it gives you dopamine, but also at the same time there's the other hormone, cortisol. It releases a lot of cortisol, which is stress hormone, which is not good. Like you need a little bit of stress to get ahead and get started and perform better. But if you have chronic stress, it doesn't bring you anything. It's super negative to get so much cortisol. Okay, so when if you like look at markets 100 times a day, you see it up down. It brings a lot of dopamine, cortisol. It decreases your serotonin and oxytocin, and yeah, it basically just like brings you down a lot. And also if you and testosterone you get from kind of like winning, okay? So if it feels like you're losing because you look at the markets constantly, you even lose testosterone, which is like basically you fuck up your chemicals so that you will not perform well. So when I'm doing the experiment right now after reading the book, I was like, okay, I need to take a little bit of, like, I want to focus more on reading and just like not being on the market side so much, because if you have been following me, I've been into looking at the like research and all this stuff since super hardcore when 2022 bear market was started, since 2022 summer, pretty much, like literally like I think way over like 500 days straight. And I have only kept, I think I took only one holiday in that 520 days or something like that. So I'm like, okay, and right now I have the strategy, I have the tactic. Next thing I need to focus on is the, taking profits out, right? For example, making a plan, like really, really good plan for that. And also, it's more about like mindset. So I need to focus more on right now to make a couple of good decisions a week or so financially, and then I think I'm just good to go. Okay, because once you, for example, if you look at markets right now, once the bull starts, you will look markets, for example, 10 times more. So be careful about that. That's what I'm testing it right now, and I will report as this test goes on, like what's going to happen. But I was super hooked up on like looking at the charts and everything like that, and I think it fucked up my kind of like thinking. I was not able to focus that much. But right now, as I look at the markets instantly, I was able to read a lot more, and the more you learn, the more you earn, like the old good Warren Buffett says. So right now I'm here at the hotel and recording this quick video here. And yeah, so that's the market update quick here. And let me know in the reply in the comments, like, do you want to see these type of videos, and do you find this interesting? I, for example, find it very interesting to kind of like optimize for the best results, because if you really think about it, by the way, it's not those who like work hard, it's smart work. If you look at Warren Buffett, he can't work, like he doesn't work that much, but he like makes insane amounts of gains, right? So you don't need to work that hard if you want to get ahead. You need to work smart. You need to work, of course, hard at least at the beginning, but then it kind of like you have, if you get leverage in modern society, leverage is, for example, media attention, capital, network, you can leverage that, and then you get insane results for very little output. So by the way, the goal here is to get more output with less input. For example, if you have a car, you want it to consume less gas, like smallest amount of gas as possible, and you want it to go for a long time. You don't want to have pour a lot of gas. So think about your energy and work at the same time. You want to do a little bit work and get insane returns, right? So that's what you need to really like start thinking how you can do it, and you need to change your routines. Also, if you're living in your comfort zone, like if you get out of your comfort zone, you will get different results. Okay, I'm kind of like running these experiments right now because I understand to get to the next level, I need to become the next version, right? So I need to do something different. And I was one of the in conference. I think it's 2022 December, like 2022 December. I was in a big conference where there were like super wealthy people there, and all of them kind of like worked, but at the same time they didn't like crazy work. You know what I'm saying? Because if you do the right things, you don't need to work that much. Of course, but if you are like, for example, if you are like Alex Becker and you want to grind to like you want to have a business that does like insane numbers, you need to work like 9 hours a day or so. But if you want to make, for example, 1 meal a month, you need to do 3 hours a day work. If you want to make like 10 meal a month, you need to work like 6 hours a day. If you want to make like 100 meal, 100 mil, you need to work like 9 hours a month, or you basically revenue you take out. Yeah. Anyway, so, but it also depends on what the leverage is. But yeah, for those guys, for example, that I met, like they were doing, I think that they were doing like 1 to 5 mil a month, and they were working like 3-4 hours a day. They were doing media buying, so ads. So they didn't like, they already showed up the ad, run it up, and the cash came. So, but they had built that position with leverage. So yeah, I'm thinking like the same concept is in investing, and ultimately in investing you need to do even more. Like you don't need to do even that much. You need to only do like, because investing you're giving the money to someone else to make the work for you, right? So all you have to do is decide where you put your money. I mean, literally is no like that. That is the only work. And then you just park the money, and then you start looking, is there any other opportunity better than this? And then you start looking it, okay? And also, well, if you have a lot of capital, you kind of like need to diversify. But but that's generally the idea. So there shouldn't be that much work. There should be work, but not like insane amounts, okay? So I have got to where I am with insane amounts of, like I put a lot of work, but I'm looking like starting to think like maybe I need to work less to get better results, because that leaves when I work less, I don't constantly look at the prices, because the prices really don't matter that much. They matter, but the timing is more important. So yeah, because then like if I get just a couple of like really great ideas that will get us ahead, I think that it will yield so much better results than just constantly just wasting time and looking at the screen and the markets, Anyway, this was the quick video. Let me know. Kamala. Okay. So anyway, let me know. Thanks so much. I'm not a financial advisor. By the way, if you're still watching this video, thank you so much. And if you're not part of the email list, check out the first link in the description and see you on the inside. Thank you so much. And peace out. Thank you. Okay, let's make the money.